So the topic I chose today is African elephant poaching. These elephants are targeted by organized crime syndicates, which kill the elephants for their ivory tufts, as we can see in this photo. The reason they want this material is because it's rather luxurious and expensive. The market is estimated at nearly $19 million a year, and it costs little to nothing for them to kill these elephants. So here we see the problem is that when these animals are targeted by poachers, their populations decrease drastically. As we can see in this graph, for about 500 years, the population consistently declines. This is natural and healthy. This is until about the 1900s when this poaching epidemic started. We see a steep decrease of the population to crippling low numbers. In the 1970s and 80s, poaching reduced wildlife elephant populations from 1.3 million animals to 600,000 in just less than 1 decade. Here I show another graph of poaching pressure. I'm showing this to show the correlation between the populations and the poaching pressure. So here we see in the 80s, when the population was higher, there was higher poaching pressure. And as the population goes down, so does the pressure, until more recently when the populations just began to recover, so does the poaching industry. So this issue affects the elephants far more than just their population numbers. The first thing it affects big time is their breeding patterns. A calf between the ages of 0 to 5 years old have a 35% chance of survival in the 2 years following their mother's death. This is as opposed to a 48% chance if the calf does have their mother. The younger population of elephants, they have much lesser chances when they're under this great pressure, and that gives them a great disadvantage. Another thing that changes is the elephant's behavior overall. We find that when they're under great poaching pressure, they have weaker social bonds. There's less of a kin between the mother and their calf, and also adult elephants. Studies have found that populations also have better calf recruitment when they're in lower pressure. So calf recruitment is when the older elephants will recruit younger elephants to their group, and this is essential for longevity of their groups. Another thing that's greatly affected by the poaching is the structure of their populations. It is found that there are much less older and younger elephants in each of these populations that are under high pressure. This is because the older elephants are being targeted because they generally have longer tusks, and for that reason it directly correlates with the younger elephants. There's less being born and less surviving as they're under great risk factors. So here's one thing that's being done to stop this poaching epidemic.
So I read something written by Rory Young about criminal groups that were poisoning elephant watering holes. They were killing entire herds with cyanide, including the little calves. Reading that innocent creatures were being slaughtered just brought out the protective mother instinct in me. I could never stand by and watch abuse of children or helpless animals. If I see abuse, I will step in and stop it. Now, I'm a married mom with 2 boys, and I live in the Midwestern United States. What can I do to stop elephant poaching in Africa? I asked Rory what he needed, and he said they were badly in need of everything, and even a small amount of funding could make a big difference. So I created a nonprofit organization called Chingetta Wildlife, and I asked friends of Rory from around the world to join me, and our board members are from 10 different countries, and together we're raising funds to protect elephants. And it just shows that anyone from anywhere can step up to criminals and say, no, this is not.
So as we can see, this woman Lisa, she's taken quite the extreme approach to get these animals some help, but some may ask what you can do to help these animals. The first and biggest help would probably be a donation. There's multiple nonprofit organizations that you could donate to. I have some examples here. If you wouldn't like to donate or cannot donate, the biggest thing you could do beyond that is just spread awareness. With social media nowadays, any word can get out quick, good or bad, and this is just one more thing that we could spread awareness about in our world. So to conclude, this is still a lingering issue for the elephants. Although we've decreased the amount of poaching in Africa, it's still a lingering issue, and this does not give the elephants the opportunity to recover their populations. And if this continues, they'll just keep declining